What's up, everybody? My name is RaisorBlade. Alright, so I just saw the 4th episode of Samurai Jack, Season 5. Alright, and by say I just saw, I mean I saw it last night. I meant to do this video last night, but when I got home, I had a long day yesterday, spending time with family and stuff like that. I was gone all day. I was exhausted when I got home. I saw the episode, but at the same time, I was like, fuck, I gotta go to bed. I am too tired for this shit. I slept for like 12 hours. It was like 12 o'clock before I finally woke up. Today, of all times. So yeah, I'm finally getting to doing it now. So yeah, forgive me for not getting it up a bit sooner, but it's fine. Better than now than never. This was supposed to be up last week, but Adult Swim decided to do a little April Fool's joke on everybody. Instead of Samurai Jack, they premiered the Season 3 premiere of Rick and Morty. Now, I like Rick and Morty. Don't get me wrong, alright? It's just, between these two shows, I'd pick Samurai Jack. It's just that I've waited 13 years for Samurai Jack to end. It's just like, fuck me, dude. Like, seriously. But yeah, enough about that. Enough harping on Rick and Morty and Adult Swim. It's not their fault. They just thought they had a little fun. It's not a big deal. We got the episode, didn't we? It's not like they canceled it or something like that. Like, that would break my heart. I'm sure that would piss off a lot of people. But no. Anyway, this is episode 4. So, this episode definitely has more of a comedic edge than other episodes. Like, I know, like, in episode 2, like, when we saw Ku for the first time, there was no big epic thing where he just comes up and starts kicking ass or anything like that. No, he just woke out of bed. He was stretching. He was dealing with idiots and shit all day, like a fucking manager. Like, he's just like that stuff. He's like sick. He's tired. He's like, he doesn't want to do anything anymore. He's like, fuck me. Like, the show definitely showed it didn't lose its comedic edge over the years. This episode is focused primarily on the comedic edge. Like, it's a very silly episode. This one is. So I'm not spoiling anything. I think everybody figured it out from the beginning. This is not a big spoiler or anything, but Ashley is alive. Ashley is totally fine. She's alive and she's well. Again, I don't think I'm spoiling anything. I think everybody figured that out. But yeah, she's alive, and instead of killing her, Jack ties her up and stuff. And we get a lot of really funny moments about this. Like, there's one moment in the beginning, like, she's swinging around, screaming at him, saying, "You die, die, die!" And Jack's just staring at her, like, scared shitless, like, you are very confused. Like, just the deadpan delivery is hilarious. But yeah, throughout this episode, Jack and Ashley are swallowed alive by a giant monster. And another funny joke is, like, Ashley's, like, celebrating. She's, like, laughing because Jack's been eaten by a giant monster and that he's dead and stuff like that. And, and Jack's just like, I'm right here. He's like, it was super fucking funny. Again, like, she's having such a happy time and he's like, I'm right here. The fuck? It's like, I'm still alive. It's hilarious. It's really funny. And throughout the majority of this episode, Ashley is tied up with a chain. And pretty much, pretty much Jack has to lug her around because he feels responsible for her because he feels like the reason why she is this way. Like we all know, Ashley was bred, she was made, trained, all that stuff like that. She was made specifically to fight, you know, Jack and all that stuff. And there's a scene where Jack's again fighting his eternal self. Like, we've had this in every episode so far. So I take it's going to be a recurring trend throughout the series. But pretty much, yeah, he lugs Ashley around with a chain on his back and stuff like that, like a backpack and stuff. And Jack's conscience, the blue Jack, is like telling him, like, "What do you care? Like, she made this choice." He's like, "It's my fault. She's this way because of me. It's all my fault." And I mean, you can argue that's true, but I mean, yeah, it's like, I mean, it's true. She didn't make the choices, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, it isn't really her fault. She's kind of, fuck, I can't talk. Jack pretty much said it the right way. Like, he says early in the episode, he's like, "I've seen robots programmed for hate, but never a human. Can I really reprogram her or something like that?" And that's a good point. It's like, she was programmed from, like, a child to hate Jack, to kill Jack, and do all these things. Makes perfect sense, really. So yeah, basically, it is really interesting to see, like, especially the end of the episode. Like, because in the end of the episode, I won't give too much away, but I think Ashley finally shows that she might be getting better. Like, I won't spoil what happens, but let's just say that the way it is done, it's amazingly perfect. Like, there are no words that describe the scene. it's purely visuals, like just visuals alone, just tell the story pretty much. And it's just like you can kind of feel, you get it just by watching the visuals alone, and that's what I really like about it. Like I think I've already gone about the show's animation and the visuals and stuff, and the visuals are fucking amazing in the show. And the fact that the show loves to tell a story purely through visual art alone just says it all. But again, this episode is mainly comedic. There is a lot of talking in this episode. In fact, I think this episode's had more talking in it than any episode of season 5 so far. But it works. It totally works, because there have been episodes in the past that have had a lot of talking before. There's been a lot of episodes that are strictly comedic. Like, Samurai Jack has had episodes that are purely comedic before. Like, there's this one episode where Samurai Jack lost his clothes. Like, they got stolen by a little kid wearing a bunny backpack, and the whole episode is him trying to get his clothes back, and it's a very silly situation. He runs around town naked, he gets chased by a giant mob, it ends up, and it leads to this really crazy train chase, like a flying train that's just flying through the city and shit, like, all of this just to get his clothes back. Like, it's just so fucking funny, it's amazing. It's like this shit went so fucking crazy and so fucking quickly. It's like, this shit escalated quickly. But yeah, it's yeah, this episode, it definitely doesn't go that crazy, but at the same time, the visual style is still here. Like, there's a scene near the end of the episode where they're battling this giant fish monster. The fish is like purple and black, but when it goes into sunlight, the lights change. It goes from it goes from purple and black to black and white. Like, the purple changes into black, and the white takes over the black area. It's like another older episode of Samurai Jack, where he fought the Shinobi Warrior, which was one of the show's most acclaimed fights. Like, cause like the Shinobi Warrior is a character completely doused in black and all that stuff like that. He hides in the shadows, and Jack has to completely dress himself in white, nothing but white, in order to fight him and all that stuff like that. You know, like, it's literally a battle against dark and light. And the show did a very nice artistic style with that in the show once, because there's like, they're fighting in this very small room, but there's a bunch of rafters and stuff. They're jumping around and stuff like that. There's light pouring in the room between these holes in the building and the walls and stuff like that. Jack would hide in the light and stuff like that. Shinobi would have to jump into the light to see if he can find him, and Jack would have to jump into the darkness to see him. It's just a complete amazing clash of dark and white. That's all it is, like black and white. That's the only color used in the entire fight, and it looks awesome. Like, I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they were able to make just two colors look fucking great, but they did. And it's same thing is done here. Not as impressive, mind you, as the Shinobi fight, but it's not meant to be, because there's a bunch of other stuff going on at the scene too. Like, you got Jack and Ashy, you got a bunch of other, like, really cool looking cellular jellyfish kind of like creatures flying around and stuff like that. But the artistic stuff is still there, and it still looks fucking incredible. So it does look fucking awesome to see. Like I said, the animation of the show was great. My favorite moment, I don't want to give away, but it's somewhere near the middle of the episode. It's probably one of the funniest moments in Samurai Jack ever. Just the dead silence of the situation is the best part. Before Jack tries to make conversation with Ashy. Now, he doesn't try to make like an adult joke or something, like a sex joke. He doesn't do anything like that. Nothing like that, but yeah, just the fact that he tries to straight up talk to her and stuff like that, and she just stares at him with anger in his eyes. He's like, okay, never mind. He's like, it's the funniest thing ever. There really isn't much to talk about with this episode, aside from it focuses more on the comedy, and the ending itself really does, it really does say there's a future. There's definitely more to see in the future, and I can't wait for next week's episode if Adult Swim decides to, not fuck with us again. So there's that. But yeah, episode 4, guys, that's about it. What did you guys think of it? Did you think it was good? Did you think it was funny? Did you not like it? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next episode next week, hopefully. See you soon, guys. Rock on.